Chat, here we go. We have Nwpo versus Shadi in a 1v1 beef show match, apparently. Listen, I don't know exactly what the beef is. You might have to look over at the chat and see if Cresper ever describes exactly what the beef is. It probably is just ranked beef. Let's be honest. Most beef in Rocket League is just a couple quick chats here and there in ranked. Next thing you know, there is a lot of smack talk. But we just had Shadi on versus Moxie. It didn't go quite as well for him, but he seems to have faith in himself against Mr. Nwpo, the guy who has looked like one of the best 1v1ers in the game right now. You know, we can't give him the title because he hasn't really been playing tournaments, but he may just be number one. We'd have to get a rematch against Nas sometime in the future. Nwpo today going to be rocking the KC decal, though. Does Twisted Minds have one? I'm trying to think if Twisted Minds has a decal already, and I'm leaning towards no. So they're just a Falcons in Rule 1. Does any other MENA team have a decal? I feel like the Twisted Minds one would be sick too. Although I saw the tweet from the Twisted Minds crew saying they are 99% sure they'll not be having a decal. Nice air dribble bump from Shadi. Because the pink and blue that they have, like the sky blue, I don't even know if that's what you call it. All of their jerseys and stuff. I'm all about the Twisted Minds brand, basically. Nice slot from Nwpo. Look at the way he gets underneath this ball to get the perfect touch near post. Watch it from Shadi POV. Hooking around it, and oh my goodness, filthy. Do you get the RLCS blue tags as well since you're a sub? I'm not a sub for Complexity. I am in North America, though, and they are playing in North America. So if they didn't have a sub, maybe they should sign me. I am officially part of the clan when Diaz added me. And then, do I get my travel to the major covered by Epic? That'd be sick. Reality is they probably just have an actual sub. Nwpo gonna take an air dribble off of his demo straight to the goal line where he will 50. As Shadi, no choice really but to play it a bit passive, and gets punished for that off the respawn. Thank you for the 2 months, Olympic Smoke Rings. He said, Jacket Fear is hot. But what about Bald Fear? Still hot, right? No jacket and no hat. Still hot, right? What a shot from Nwpo. Close game at the start of this one. But this ball rolling off the ceiling. Gets a perfect first touch reset to place just underneath the crossbar. Shadi, I think, acting a bit too soon there on that flick. And I mentioned it in the previous match. If you watch that one on YouTube, if you're here live, reacting perfectly to defenders. Here, I'm going to give him, you know, an excuse that there, Nwpo kind of slightly challenges in. Shadi feels the need to flick it in case it is a real challenge. That is kind of reactive to Nwpo. But the flick we saw earlier from far out from the net, that is, I think, just a correctable mistake where he needs to be more in tune with what Nwpo's doing. Try not to panic. Now he's going to take into an air dribble. Reset shot on the goal line is a little bit too little too late. This shot isn't the end of the world if you're able to keep it high, getting underneath the ball and trying to pop it up, but doesn't get a ton of movements. And this time it is too close to the goal line. I know I might sound like I'm contradicting myself, but you know, slow plays where you have full control, especially, you know, grounded plays with the defender waiting, you do not want to just rip the shot too soon. But aerial plays where you're falling down to the ground, not sure you're supposed to wait all the way to the goal line to then try and pop it up. Nice half flip to get a goal here. You miss when this was a silent stream. It's never been a silent stream. You're just making that up to be mean to me. Shadi, no boost left over. Tough position to play in right now. Try and come out of it alive, and he's done well so far in the first 50. Little zap dash landing, recognizing he's not going to beat Nwpo to the boost. But Nwpo did go for a heavy first touch off the side wall, and we'll play it right back into Shadi's rotation. Nwpo is getting back to this one, though. 6-4. 2-goal lead for Mr. Nwpo. With a minute 51 left to go, he's watching this whole replay. Nwpo, nice flick. Single jumping, nuts. Launching the flick right away. Making sure to get the perfect car rotation to be able to launch it. Slightly delayed and with power to the top right. There is a big 2v2 tournament going on. We will hop in and watch party some of that, I think. If not the whole thing after we're done with this 1v1 matchup, but this is too spicy not to follow through with. Nwpo actually declining taking the air dribble out of this corner, and instead, is he just wasting time right now? This is a bit early and definitely out of the norm from Nwpo to do. But it seemed like he switched the field and then wasn't super intent on starting an attack from the other side either. Maybe just trying to bait Shadi in. Ultimately, it's going to result in him losing the ball here. But another fake challenge leading to this Shadi launch. And when you're playing against Nwpo too, I mean, any slight movement towards the ball, it's probably pretty safe to assume he's going to try and challenge you. So it doesn't surprise me that Shadi has been biting on those 180 turns from Nwpo into a shadow position that kind of looked like he might be headed towards the ball. Here Shadi's going to be able to side flip this around. He's got himself within striking distance for sure with 47 seconds left to go. Shadi, decent first touch to try and get an aerial going, but a little bit too strong. Can't catch up to the ball. And again, I think Nwpo's time wasting. Now it's more clear, you know, 2-goal lead, 30 seconds. And he's still not going to take this aerial. He's going to say, you have to come challenge. I will not start this shot until you come to take the ball. And Shadi is not doing a great job of taking it away. It's just going to be Nwpo hanging out with the ball for 30 seconds and winning the game. He's decided to bring it over now that it probably doesn't matter. Pops it over the top of Shadi, gets a demo, and gets game number 1 in this best of 5. Game number 2. Nwpo and Shadi. Nwpo reset wave dash is going to get him his first. Shadi, awkward landing on the back wall, did not get the position he wanted to be in, where he might have had a better chance to defend that. I'm just realizing now that I actually reset my game, I think, in order for Bacchus mod to be updated. So I wonder if it is back. Let me give a slight refresh to my regular overlay and see. Nope, looks like it's not. We'll stick with the OG. People don't seem to mind the OG overlay anyways, as Nwpo goes to the ceiling and uses the last bit of his boost to pull off of the back wall to make sure you can get the angle on this double. Just playing at ceiling height, even though Shadi trying to go up and meet him there. As long as you keep that ball near center field, it's really hard to transition to the ceiling and stay up there all the way to the middle of the field. It's usually just a decent way to challenge high dribbles. But if you can keep it glued like Nwpo did, you can get goals still. And Shadi's going to steal this one away this time. Nwpo probably too heavy of a first touch as he got that reset. Why is the server EU? I think when I've asked these players in the past, and I think Shadi's actually one of the main ones, who wants to play on EU servers. Yes, says Nwpo. There we go. I love to see it. The new quick chat's being used again. Shadi trying to transition off the back wall. Nwpo drops the yes. Yeah, these guys both on 96 or 80-ish ping. Yeah, I don't know what to say other than the longest time I've run these Saudi Arabian matches, the vast majority of times they want it to be played on EU. There's been a couple times where they've said, hey, can we go Middle East servers? I don't know if that's because the Middle East private match servers are not quite as good. I couldn't tell you why. Nwpo gonna go for a bump on the goal line, as I feel like I'm seeing a obvious switch up in how Nwpo likes to play. You know how I talked about how Moxie might be one of the toughest people to play against? How it can be so easy to tilt the way he likes to play ones. I feel like we've almost seen Nwpo pick up a couple Moxie tendencies, time wasting at the end of the game, going for these bumps around the goal line to kind of create almost extra tilt. And it feels like Nwpo's doing it intentionally to be like, how can I get Shadi to know that I truly have the edge over him? Because apparently these guys were beefing. Oh my goodness, talking about things that look like Moxie. That flick looking like Moxie. Sorry if it goes silent momentarily here and there. I'm sure you can tell why. Just muting up a bit while the dog protects the home from the intruder that is Dr. Feer. Shadi 50 on the goal line, backflipping this up over the top of Nwpo. Was probably hoping for a quick play. Recognized Nwpo is there. Now lobbing a flick up. Nwpo defensively so quick, maneuvering to the right position every time. Now attacking the other way. He wants a 50. Shadi did a good job winning these against Moxie too. The goal line 50 is now clean catch. Keeping ball came on. Nice fake. And actually ended up taking it there. It seemed like he faked Nwpo off the back wall and would not end up bringing the ball over there. I thought he was going to go near post, but he actually ends up dashing and then flicking it. You actually see Nwpo, notice, backflipping off of his current direction because he's expecting he got slightly faked and that his jump out to save that opposite post is not where he needs to be, but it's actually where Shadi ends up putting it at the end of the day. Now 3-3. Shadi should say rotating back right now. Like Moxie did. I want to see all of the new quick chats being used. Shadi switching the field. After 50, he's going to have a little bit of space. Nwpo trying to take that away immediately with a stealing challenge. Shadi saving as much boost as possible and just getting his wheels on the ball, prepping for a 50 that he hopes he can recover from faster. As it's on Nwpo to have to use as much boost possible to challenge, whereas Shadi is already there, can immediately cut off and waits. Nwpo's so fast and it never seems to matter how much boost he has. Cover now, tied 3-3. Nwpo lost this dribble and turns it into a 50 that goes straight down in his favor. So it ends up working out. Shadi dropping the wow. I think he felt like he was in a good spot once he recognized just how far away from the ball Nwpo was. But I think got a little bit too lazy in his side flip, allowing Nwpo to still get a better position. Nwpo chaining dashes together after not getting any boost. He has the ball now. Flick over the top, but too much. He can't get around it. And even though the follow-up side flip is there, Shadi, who actually has the boost advantage, is going to have it pay off eventually as the shot's too slow. And he will collect the ball and get himself a goal. So that was all from Nwpo in a poor kickoff situation. Down with no boost, trying to make something happen off of the back of chain dashing. Doesn't work out. Shadi with a chance to take the lead late. Nwpo blocks the hook shot and is now trying to speed one back of his own. He did force Shadi into net with that amount of power, which is always a good sign, but not a great first touch from him. To try and follow it up. Shadi looking for a boost steal and a demo. Nwpo saw that coming. Didn't allow him to really get either. Took the ball away. Stayed alive. Now has 100 on the other side of the field. Faking the flick and going low. Oops, yes, says Nwpo. As Shadi reacts to a great flick setup. Has no choice but to jump. Nwpo doesn't use it. And that is that expert reading of defenses you see from these top players. If only they could add a "you good" quick chat. Shadi off the sidewall trying to clutch it up, and he does. Another fake works out. Oh my goodness. I might have called it he does a little bit early because Nwpo is still Nwpo at the end of the day. Flipped way over the top. Tried to pre-flip back. Does end up taking Shadi out, but only after the ball was headed into his net. Shadi, kickoff win, early flick, bump. Can Nwpo recover? He does. Half flip to pop it away. Shadi likes to keep it in the air. Maybe could have tried to take it back to have it get grounded. Now it's not looking so great for him as Nwpo has a chance. Shadi able to redirect it. It will hit ground. Overtime in game number 2 between Nwpo and Shadi. Fairly neutral kickoff. Shadi wins it slightly. Tried to force in an early shot. Nwpo able to guide it away though. Still around in the play. Now he'll take to the skies just short of ceiling height. Has a reset. Falls away from the ball. And uses that distance to front flip in and put on a perfect air dribble reset. Nwpo banging 105 km/h shot home to take game number 2 as he goes up 2-0 in a best of 5. Game 3. Nwpo and Shadi. Shadi putting up a solid fight. Oh my goodness, what is this? I said Shadi was getting out of the Fennec and probably into the Octane, and I should know what this car is, but I don't. So Chad is going to have to tell me, is this car going to be enough? It looks like hybrid hitbox. Is it Dominus hitbox? If I had to guess. Is this the Zippy? It's Zippy. Yeah, chat is all seem to be in agreement that it's Zippy. Ooh, flipping past the ball. Nwpo faking him for the first goal and dropping a thanks. Yes, yes, yes. Thanks. Yes, yes, yes. What is the hitbox for Zippy? That's really the main thing to know. Whenever we see someone in a new car, it's important to know, did they switch off of their main hitbox? Octane hitbox? Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Dude, this one just really feels like it's not Octane though. They definitely put more things on the Octane than they should have because Octane is the most popular. But you can't tell me that this car right here and an Octane should have the same hitbox. But yeah, chat seems to think it's Octane hitbox. I don't know, man. Honestly, the Octane is kind of skinny for a hitbox, I feel like. Nwpo passing to himself out of the corner, dropping the triple yes. Make it a sextuple yes. Why end at just 3? Did I disable the chat on the YouTube streams? Yes, I did. As Shadi's going to drop a what a save off his flick. Nwpo did end up forcing it in. Delay kickoff from Shadi, who is rushing back to recover now. Nwpo has all the boost control as he looks to try and pin Shadi back defensively. Interesting bumps off of Nwpo's flips. I feel like there is a bit of recovering there that is special to somebody as talented as Nwpo. It looks kind of like nothing. He just kind of lands clean off of a couple bumps, but I think he's fighting against a lot of incorrect momentum there in order to stay perfectly aligned. Nwpo now slowly dribbling before going double jump bump. And this is what I'm talking about. Triple yes. This is not how Nwpo normally plays. This is not what he does normally. But he is trying to tilt shadi as much as possible. And hits him with a double jump bump to make it 3-2. Now direct kickoff goal to make it 4-2. Bit of separation between the two. Nwpo, a lot of camera work here as he pulls down the camera to see what shadi is up to while still getting a good read on the ball. Nwpo now on his air dribble, challenged early by shadi, who is keeping his speed up in order to challenge right away. Nwpo drops the rotating back 3 times because shadi was indeed rotating back. I am loving the quick chat usage. This is exactly what I asked for. Somebody to show us all the different ways in which you can use the quick chat. He dropped the yes as soon as he got away from shadi. And now starting the dribble has a reset. Shot is doubled in! And he's going to drop the yeses. Drops the flick directly at shadi. And shadi ends up side flipping it right back into Nwpo for the fortunate double. Nwpo, oh no. Oh no. I thought Nwpo was getting scored on. Is what I was about to say. You have time. I think you have time can be used a lot more. he just incorporated you have time. I think there's probably more places to use it. Two minutes, 4-goal lead. Nwpo winning big, says no problem, you have time, as he starts shadowing, letting him know, hey man, don't worry, I'm not gonna challenge. Nwpo grabs the demo before mentioning that he's rotating back. Hey, good comms, W comms from him. You have time. You have time. Does he have time? It seems like Nwpo's going the distance. But he is challenged. Air dribble from the back wall. He would have gotten on the goal line, but shadi got the save. Nwpo using all his boosts to get back to the ceiling. Puts it on target. And it bounces in top shelf for a triple yes. Bumped by shadi, but he'll just get the and one, as he has no trouble getting his flip back from the ceiling. And is now up 7-2. Shadi flick denied as Nwpo tries to counter quickly. Seems like he recognizes he's not going to get that shot. Tried to lock in on Shadi. Did not get the demo. I think Shadi's probably not going to be able to pull this series back at this pace. I'm not sure we're seeing 5 goals here in 50 seconds the way this has been going. But Nwpo still seemingly trying to finish the match on a good note. Have him be the last one to score. Certainly would not be a bad way to grab a little bit of mental edge back. Maybe something like that. No way, what? Shadi, why don't you score it? Surely the right play is to score it after getting Nwpo to miss. But he decides to just bring the ball back into his own corner. You have time. You have time. You have time. Oh, it didn't work. Nwpo tried the quad you have time. Presumably to then get a save, but no, shadi did take his time. He was told he had time, he used it. Low 50. And a third goal, 15 seconds. It's so clearly not about the score lines anymore. Shadi just wants to get a little bit of mental edge. The whole chat is completely spammed by Nwpo, you have time. Nwpo off the ceiling. Wave dash, catch and shot. My goodness. The fact that he turned this into a goal to end the game tells shadi once again, you have time. He says thanks. That'll be 3. 3 for Nwpo. Shadi had time, but not enough to get the win. GG's easy from Nwpo. GG's. I don't know what 8 RT means. He says it again. I don't know what it means. GG's. Nwpo with the sweep.